Alright, so as we previously discussed, we're going to take a look at blocks. Alright, so what blocks are is blocks are basically just sections on the website that you can inject content into. You could really think of them as kind of like a Lego block. So what we want to do is click on blocks, and then what this will show you is it'll show you all the blocks that are currently available on your site. But what I want to do first is I want to click on that link that says demonstrate block regions, so we can take a look at all the block regions that are available on our site. And here we go. So anything that's in yellow is basically an area that can contain a block. So we have our branding block, we have a menu block, and you can read them all here. But one important one to note is we have our sidebar first block, our content block, and our sidebar second block, or sidebars is what kind of generically they're called. And that's the ones we're going to focus on in this video. So notice that there's those three different areas right now. So to go back, we want to exit that block region and head back to our block admin section. And here we go. So we see all of our active blocks currently. So you see there's search sorts, main page content, all this other stuff that's working. Now if we scroll down to the bottom, you'll see a bunch of blocks that aren't activated currently. And then under the disabled section. One of those blocks in there is going to be that Webform contact us block that we selected to be available as a block. So we want that. And we can either one of two ways. We can either drag that up to the section of block that we want, or we can click the drop down and we're going to select sidebar second. And then we're going to go ahead and click save first. What it's going to do is it drops it up to that block, but if you go ahead and click that configure option, it wouldn't save it there. So we want to make sure we save it. And then actually let's close the block section right now. And I want to show you right now that this will show up on all of our pages. So you see it's right there. If you go to our mugs page, it's going to be right there. It's going to be on every page. Well, we don't want that. We want that only to show up on this contact page. So if we look at this page, it's going to show up there, which is what we want. But if you look at the URL, it's this on /content. That's going to be important. So what we want to do is we want to go back to our block page. And then once that loads, we want to go to the configure options on that web form block. So right there we find it. There's a couple different options in here that you can select. So you can give it its own title if you wanted, overriding the title. We don't need to worry about that. We do want to view it as the form. You can view other ways as well. But the important one we want to actually focus on is underneath the page's visibility settings. And right now it says show on all pages except those listed. Well, okay, we could in theory list every page we don't want it to show on, but the better option is to say we only want to show it on the contact page. So we're going to select only the listed pages. And you do not have to do the full path. You can just type in the relative path of slash, or not even slash, you don't even need the slash, you just need contact, which again we got from the URL of the contact page. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and save that. And now when we close out of our block admin page and reload the page, we'll see that it still shows up there, which is awesome. But if we click on mugs, it no longer shows up. And any other page it's not going to show up. And you can test that by clicking around. But that's how you configure the blocks page. So again, take some time, look at the admin section on the blocks. There's see a bunch of other ones there. You can move things around if you want. By default, it's set pretty good. Check out some of the disabled blocks and see if there's anything in there that interests you to show. Obviously, if you make a mistake, you can simply drop it back into disabled and everything should go back to the way it was.